Unlocking your financial mind 7 game-changing money lessons. Alright, what is up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's Pedro here, and I am genuinely pumped for today's video because we're diving deep into a book that, honestly, has shifted my perspective on money in some pretty profound ways. We're talking about The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This isn't your typical finance book filled with complex charts or get-rich-quick schemes. Instead, it's all about the human side of money. Our behaviors, biases, and the often irrational ways we think about wealth. It's packed with timeless wisdom, and trust me, understanding these concepts can be a total game changer for your financial future, no matter where you're starting from. So what we're going to do today is break down 7 absolutely essential lessons and some powerful quotes directly from the book. These aren't just abstract theories, these are practical insights that you can start applying to your own life, like right now. We're going to explore why how you with money is way more important than how smart you are, what true financial freedom really looks like, and why the wealthiest people often don't flaunt their riches. Think of this as your condensed guide to the core principles that can help you build sustainable wealth, and more importantly, a healthier relationship with money. I really believe that if you internalize these lessons, it can fundamentally change the way you approach saving, spending, and investing. We'll unpack each concept, discuss what it means in practical terms, and hopefully, give you some serious food for thought. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, maybe even take some notes because this is information that has the potential to make a real difference. Let's get into it and explore these 7 essential lessons from The Psychology of Money. Behavior over brains, why your actions trump your IQ. Financial success is about behavior, not intelligence. Morgan Housel says it best. Doing well with money is about behavior. It's not about having a PhD in economics. It's about habits, discipline, and emotional responses. Financial success is accessible to everyone. Intelligence won't save you if you panic, sell, or overspend. Average intelligence with good habits can build wealth. It's the tortoise and the hare story for your bank account. Slow, steady, and disciplined wins in the long run. Focus on disciplined financial habits. Your behavior determines your financial trajectory. It's a simple but profound concept. Freedom is the ultimate dividend, the true value of money. The second lesson is something I personally resonate with very deeply. Freedom is the ultimate dividend. Housel states, money's greatest intrinsic value, and this can't be overstated, is its ability to give you control over your time. We often chase money for the things it can buy, the fancy car, the big house, the luxury vacations. And while those things can be nice, the true, lasting value of money is the autonomy it provides. Think about what it means to have control over your time. It means having the ability to wake up in the morning and decide what you want to do with your day, without being dictated by the urgent need to earn a paycheck just to cover your immediate expenses. It means being able to pursue work you find meaningful, even if it pays less. It means having the capacity to spend more time with loved ones, to travel, to learn new skills, or to simply do nothing, if that's what you choose. This, right here, is the real goal. When you shift your perspective and see money primarily as a tool to buy your freedom, your financial decisions start to change. You might prioritize saving and investing more aggressively, not just for retirement decades down the line, but for more near-term flexibility. This lesson encourages us to view wealth not just as a number in a bank account, but as a resource that buys us the most precious commodity of all, our time. Wealth is what you don't see, the iceberg of true riches. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is about outward displays. True wealth is often invisible. It's the money not spent, the investments quietly compounding, the emergency fund providing a safety net, the paid-off mortgage freeing up cash flow. These assets grow over time. True wealth is built by saving and investing. Value the unspent dollar. It buys freedom and security. This brings us perfectly to lesson number 4, which is a direct consequence of misunderstanding what true wealth is. Ego-driven spending destroys wealth. Housel nails it with this quote, "Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money." When your spending is driven by a desire to impress others, to signal status, or to keep up with appearances, you're essentially prioritizing external validation over your own long-term financial well-being. You buy the bigger house not because you need the space, but because it's in a prestigious neighborhood. You lease the luxury car not for its engineering, but for the looks you get. You buy designer clothes not for their quality, but for the label. This is ego talking, not financial sense. The problem with ego-driven spending is that it's a never-ending game. There will always be someone with more, someone with something newer or fancier. If your self-worth is tied to these external markers, you'll constantly be chasing the next purchase, digging yourself deeper into a hole. As Housel points out, you're spending money that could have been saved and invested, money that could have been working for you, all to get a fleeting nod of approval from people who probably don't care as much as you think they do. The antidote to ego-driven spending is humility and a strong sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on material possessions. Chapter 5: Getting Rich versus Staying Rich, Two Different Skill Sets. Lesson number 5 draws a critical distinction that many overlook: getting rich versus staying rich. Housel emphasizes getting money is one thing, keeping it is another. The skills, mindset, and strategies required to accumulate wealth can be very different, sometimes even opposite, to those required to preserve and grow it over the long term. Understanding this difference is key to not just achieving financial success, but sustaining it. Getting rich often involves taking risks, being optimistic, and perhaps being aggressive in your pursuits. Think of entrepreneurs who risk capital on a new venture, or investors who make bold bets on emerging technologies. There's often an element of daring and a willingness to go against the grain. This phase can be exciting, dynamic, and sometimes involves a bit of luck. However, staying rich is a different ballgame altogether. It requires a more defensive mindset. It's about humility, frugality, and an awareness that the same forces that helped you accumulate wealth can also work against you. Staying rich is about avoiding catastrophic losses, managing risk effectively, and recognizing that past success doesn't guarantee future returns. One of the core components of staying rich is frugality, even when you don't need to be frugal anymore. It's about understanding that wealth can be fleeting if not managed wisely. The world is full of stories of people who made fortunes and then lost them because they couldn't adapt their mindset from accumulation to preservation. They continued to take excessive risks or ramped up their spending to unsustainable levels, assuming the good times would last forever. Chapter 6: Save for no specific reason, the power of unallocated capital. Lesson number 6 might sound a bit counterintuitive to those who believe every dollar needs a precise job, but it's incredibly powerful. Save for no specific reason. Housel's advice is straightforward: save, just save. You don't need a specific reason to save. This challenges the conventional wisdom that you should only save for clearly defined goals like a down payment, retirement, or a new car. While those are important, saving without a specific purpose creates a buffer of flexibility and opportunity. Think about it. Life is inherently unpredictable. Unexpected expenses will always pop up: a medical emergency, a car repair, a job loss. Equally unexpected opportunities might arise: a chance to invest in a promising startup, a deal on a piece of real estate, or the ability to take a sabbatical for personal growth. If all your savings are earmarked for specific, rigid goals, you might lack the liquidity to handle these unknowns or seize these fleeting chances. Saving for no specific reason builds what I like to call a financial shock absorber. It's a pool of capital that gives you options and reduces stress when life throws you a curveball. You don't have to derail your long-term investment plans or go into debt when something unexpected happens, because you have this unallocated cash reserve. This is a huge component of financial peace of mind. Moreover, this kind of saving acknowledges the limits of our ability to predict the future. Chapter 7: Luck and Risk, Two Sides of the Same Coin, Humility and Outcomes. Our final lesson, number 7, is a humbling yet crucial one. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. Housel eloquently states, luck and risk are both the reality that every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. This is a profound acknowledgement that no matter how hard we work or how smart we are, external factors beyond our control play a significant role in our financial journeys and indeed in all aspects of life. Think about successful entrepreneurs or investors. While their skill, dedication, and intelligence are undoubtedly important, there's often an element of being in the right place at the right time, or a fortunate market trend, or an unexpected breakthrough that contributed to their success. This is the role of luck. It doesn't diminish their achievements, but it does put them in perspective. Recognizing the role of luck fosters humility and gratitude. Conversely, risk is the reality that things can go wrong despite our best efforts. A well-researched investment can underperform due to unforeseen geopolitical events. A thriving business can be hit by a sudden economic downturn or a new competitor. These are not necessarily failures of individual effort but manifestations of risk, the unpredictable and often uncontrollable factors that can lead to negative outcomes. Understanding risk helps us prepare and diversify. The reason it's so important to acknowledge both luck and risk is that it helps us avoid two dangerous biases. First, it prevents us from becoming overly arrogant in success. If we attribute all our positive outcomes solely to our own genius, we might become complacent and take on excessive risk, believing we're infallible. Recognizing luck keeps us grounded. Second, it prevents us from being too hard on ourselves in failure. Alright, so there you have it. 7 essential lessons from Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money. We've covered why behavior trumps IQ, the value of financial freedom, the truth about unseen wealth, and the dangers of ego-driven spending. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Stay savvy, and see you in the next video.